This is going to be my promo breakdown for the Flash 9/12, titled A New World Part 3. This is the third part of the four-parter series finale. If you haven't seen the promo, go watch it, and then come back and watch this video. It was an amazing promo. I think it's the best promo this season's had, compared to 9/10 and 9/09. This episode's going to be good. It might be up there with 9/09 and 9/10, like overall as an episode. If they do it right, it can be that. The promo opens up with Eddie, at his grave, figuring out, how he's alive. Then we see him in Star Labs, and we see him hug Barry. So Barry and Eddie are meeting again this episode, which is going to be amazing. I am kind of curious, though, because X says this in this episode as well. And we know that Barry got teleported away, so are they going to connect the dots? Like, are they going to show that this is in 2049 on our Earth? It's going to be interesting. Now, Barry, I wonder if the Next Force took over XS, because she's like on a rooftop and Barry's like on the same roof in the promo. And it looks like he's trying to stop her from doing something. I wonder if like the Next Force is going to make XS jump like off the building and not save her. Like, is that what they're trying to set up here? Because it kind of seemed like Barry was trying to talk her down from killing herself. That's just how I took it. It seemed like Barry was like panicking a little, but trying to stay calm in the situation with XS on the same roof. Could be wrong. Could also be, Eddie, I guess, if he's trying to do something. But we do see Barry end up on the ground twice, I think, in his promo. That are 3 times. And one time's in the Flash suit with glass shattered behind him, and one of them, I think he's just laying on the ground. So it could be after he teleported in that first scene. But the second one, I do think that Eddie and Barry will fight in this scene. I would be genuinely surprised if they don't fight in this episode. Because, he's been the villain for 2 weeks now, and we haven't fought yet. So I do legitimately think that they will fight in 9/12, which kind of just get me hyped up for 9/13. Because if you know who's in it, you'll know why. But also, I'm really curious how 9/12 will end. Will we see Thawne, Zoom, Godspeed, Savitar, and Cobalt Blue suiting up at the end of 9/12? Or will they save it for 9/13? I'm not trying to be a smart aleck, but this is the most I've ever been excited this season compared to 9/10 and 9/09. 9/01 through 9/08 were crap. Last week's episode, or this week's episode, I guess, 9/11, was good, but it could have been better. I think we can all agree on that. But 9/12 really does seem like a season 8 episode to me. I'm getting that feeling. I don't know why, but I am. So there's that part of me that's really hoping that Barry is as powerful as he was in season 8, because if they're going to make Cobalt Blue as powerful as he is, probably, Barry can't, handle this with his powers. He needs to let go. He needs to do what he does best. He needs to be the Flash, and he can't, do that when he's nerfed. He shouldn't be right now, but he is. Or at least he was. In 9/01 through 9/08, don't really know about in 9/09, but we don't really know about 9/10. He kind of seemed like he came back. I think it's just like for Barry, maybe he doesn't want to use his full power unless he absolutely has to, like he did with Deathstorm and Despero and then the Next Forces. So I do really hope that Barry, if he does fight Eddie, I almost said Thawne, if he does fight Eddie, I do really hope that Barry isn't nerfed during it, and then he's actually using this full power, because I assume that Eddie will. Now, I really hope that we see Eddie suit up. I love the suit in the set photo, so I really do hope that we see him suit up. It does seem like Eddie is going to try to take Barry's life, and I don't mean like killing him in a way. I mean like, Eddie's going to do whatever he possibly can to get the life that he should have had when he killed himself in 123 to save Barry. And then they just, quote-unquote, forgot about him, which, isn't entirely true, but at the same time, it kind of is. Because the last time they mentioned Eddie was, I believe, in Season 2, in the Earth 2 episode, when Barry came back or no, it was a time travel episode in season 2 in the back half, when he went to season 1 times and got a message for Iris from Eddie for her birthday. And that's the last time we ever mentioned Eddie, I think. But after season 2, we pretty much all forgot about Eddie, right? When I the characters, they all forgot about Eddie. Pretty much. So I do think what he's coming from is accurate. That being said, I do wonder if Barry's going to try to make the argument that, they believed he was dead and sucked into a wormhole. And we are going to find out how he's alive. They tease that twice in this promo alone. So, generally when they do something like that, like 90% of the time, it's always going to be shown. So, we should learn how the hell Eddie's actually alive. And, all that. Because we are in 2049 in this episode. Barry's in 2049. And also, it doesn't really seem like Team Flash will play a focus as much as the last episode, definitely not the last episode. Because, description is as follows: Team Flash works together to figure out how to protect Barry, all while being very careful who they trust. Cecile is skeptical of the plan after an unsuccessful attempt, and Keown's confidence in Chester enables him to convince Cecile to try one more time. So, Team Flash will not be a main focus this episode. I mean, it straight up kind of seems like Barry's the focus. With 9/10, who was in the promo the most? Barry and Thawne. Who's in this promo the most? Barry and Eddie. Iris is only in the photos that Eddie is going through. XS is in one scene. This episode is going to be Barry-centric. I can tell you right now it will be. It's going to be good. It is going to be a great episode. And I'm here for it. After 9/11 and 9/01 through 9/08, let's get it going, Again, I do think 9/11 could have been better, but if it was setting up 9/12, I'm here for it. As long as 9/12 is good, I'm genuinely excited for this episode. I think, I am kind of curious, though, again, for that rooftop scene. I mean, with Barry and XS, Barry's again, he's panicked. You can watch promo and you can probably see it where it says 2 episodes left. You can see XS on that rooftop. And 2 scenes before that, Barry's on the same roof. I don't know if he's trying to talk down XS from killing herself. I don't know if Next Before is doing something to XS or what. But it does seem like something's going to happen to XS. Now, they won't kill her off because, I don't think they do that. I'd be just surprised if they did. Especially with Barry there, you think he'd be able to stop and save XS if that is the case. But I am really kind of curious, is Eddie there in that same scene? Is he threatening to kill XS? It's something with XS because they're on the same roof. That doesn't really happen in The Flash. When they're in the same roof, it's generally the same scene. It's generally when something going on, especially when Barry's panicked. So my point is, something could happen to XS, something could not. It could be related to Cobalt Blue. It could be related to Eddie doing something to XS. It could be related to Next Before doing something to XS. Another thing that'll be interesting in this episode is that, the Next B-Force, because who's the new, person? And I would assume, just an assumption, that it's someone on Team Flash, and maybe it's Cecile, or, someone on Team Flash, obviously trying to get to Iris. So I do kind of wonder, it will be kind of curious though, because I wonder if they're going to go after Keown, but how would they, do that, right? Because Keown already knows, and she'd probably be able to fight him off herself, wouldn't she? So, and also I don't think the Next Force is stupid enough to go after someone in Team Flash when they have someone like the Speed Force and Keown backing them up. So it is, who the hell knows? I'd be generally surprised if it was someone from the Negative Speed Force going after Team Flash. Or someone from Team Flash being credited by Negative Speed Force going after the rest of Team Flash. That's what I meant. Because I don't think that's how it'll work. I'd be a little bit shocked if it's even in present day. I think the more accurate thing that happened here, which is what I already brought up, is that Negative Speed Force corrupts XS while Barry's in the future with Eddie. I think that's the most plausible explanation here. But I do hope that we get explanation for Eddie for how he's back, because they're definitely going to explore that, I would assume, in this episode. And it genuinely seems like an amazing episode, which is so refreshing after this episode. But like it is going to be good. I don't know if it'll top 909 or 910. It might top 909, but I don't know about 910. I don't think any episode, even the show's going for season 10, I don't think any episode for me would top 910. But obviously it's not when I have 2 episodes left, including this one, so, but, I genuinely am curious where this whole arc's gonna go. And also, Iris is in labor, so you think that they would put Barry back there. Also, who knows how long he's gonna be gone? Last time he was gone for 6 hours. Iris will definitely give birth by then, I would assume. But I don't think that they're going to say that, oh, Barry's been gone for 6 hours. I think what they're going to do is, and actually did just notice Team Flash is in one scene in the promo. But, it doesn't really matter. But anyways, it does seem like it's all taking course of one night in 2049. So it'll probably only take a few hours there, and then Barry gets transported back to present day. I'm assuming. But I wonder if next Speed-Force, like, teasing Barry, like, you get to see, the birth of your daughter, and then, nope, you're sucked back in this whole arc. Like, I wonder what's going on, what will be explained in this episode. But it is genuinely going to be amazing, I think. I have a good feeling about this episode. It won't save the season. 909 and 910 didn't. But it should be good, and I highly recommend looking forward to it. I think it's the one episode, again, with the exception of 909 and 910, that we can look forward to this episode, because it generally seems like an amazing episode in the promo alone, which is something that, 911 didn't have, 901 through 908 really didn't have. So, 909, 910, 912's promos look amazing, but 912 does look really good. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.